Morning, everybody. Hope you're all having a good morning. I want to start off today with a question. Something probably you have heard from your extended family for probably ages, and especially as you get older, you're going to hear it more. Especially the gentleman is, do you want kids? Does anybody here want children? And that's the point I want to bring today, because that opinion actually matters. Is some people kids today think that, well, it doesn't really matter if I'm going to have kids or not, right? Because if I have kids, cool, I'll have kids, but if I don't have kids, it's not going to cause a problem, when having children is actually a big part and actually means a lot to the government that you're standing in. I'll bring up for reference, the United States government has, each person has about 1.7 kids. Not literally, of course, that's spread out across multiple people. A seventh of a child would not be very fun. But this is counted in a number called ATFR, or total fertility rate. This number goes over how many kids a female will have over their lifespan. The reason this number is actually important is because it goes into population counting. A country wants to know how much people they have in there to depend on how they're going to be spreading out their taxes and how much money the government's going to be getting from their citizens. Yay, taxes. And I want to bring up the point of a country called Japan, who has a 1.3 TFR. That number doesn't seem very small compared to the United States, which doesn't have what you would think of as a struggling population. We actually have a pretty big population. So why does the number that's only 0.4 smaller make such a big difference? And the reason for that is due to factors called immigration and death rate. So the numbers are actually kind of messed up here. I apologize for that. But what I wanted you guys to get is that for 2018, there was around 8 babies born per family per 1,000 citizens. So every 1,000 citizens, there was 8 babies born. Well, that number doesn't seem that bad until you look at the number of people that have died per 1,000 people, which for Japan was 11. And that math doesn't seem to work out quite well. If you're having 11 people die, then your population is going to decrease if you're only having 8 babies born to that same rate. And another topic that comes in hand is immigration. Japan has a very, very hard immigration process and doesn't have as much desire to immigrate there and move there, since they don't have a culture that really accepts that. Cost of living is a factor, as well as other forms that affect their immigration. So their immigration compared to the United States, for instance, is quite small, meaning that their population over the years is very slowly declining. Well, I want to bring up what the world's doing about this. Here is the title page for a UN documentation going over Japan's response to this declining birth rate. Well, it goes over ways that the Japanese government is handling this. They're handling forms such as giving parents allowances for a third child. So if they have 3 children, they're getting extra money from the government. Paid for monetary assistance for child care and work leave and other forms. It also goes over reasons why this might be declining. Why is people not having kids? And a good reason for that is, in the Japanese culture, women are the caretakers of the children. It's not very common in their culture to see a man taking over the mantle of house care. And in the in the modern day world of Japan, women are getting way more opportunities in job places and are actually currently getting paid more than the men that they're working alongside because they show a better work ethic. Due to this fact, more women are choosing to work than to stay home and take care of kids. It also doesn't help that in the Japanese culture that children in schooling take a lot of money with extracurricular activities such as sports, which are encouraged, as well as prep school, which is highly encouraged due to the competitive nature of the Japanese schooling system. It is very kind of looked down currently at having kids just due to the financial burden that it puts on yourself, as well as would you rather work and make money or have a kid and lose money? So I want to bring it back to the question I asked earlier today is now, do you think it's important if you're going to have kids? Or do you want kids to begin with? Do you want to take on that burden of yourself? Or do you want to just skip that step? And I want you to ponder that as you go on. And I want to say thank you. Can I have any questions? Yes? Yeah, sure. So the TFR, or total fertility rate, is the number that has been determined by the Population Reference Bureau, which is a nonprofit government branch off that goes over world population and releases a documentation of that every year. Well, this number kind of is a total appreciation of the fertility rate that each female will have in their lifetime. So how many kids would be the average of that average of how many women they have. Some countries experience a very small TFR, such as South Korea, which currently has the lowest, being what I believe is 0.8. I don't want to say that hard, but I believe it's around 0.8, which is extremely low. And could be countries as high as some parts of Africa, which have up to, I believe, 9, which is an incredibly high number. And this averages out to about a world population of TFR to be around 2.3. Really, yeah, 2.3. So thanks for asking that question. Any more?
That's good. Nope, we're done. All right.
And the references, and thank you.
Class is technically over, so good job. Thank you. All right, don't get up and leave yet.